Hello everyone, my name's Dan and I have a problem. I'm just kidding. Well, I hope I'm kidding. I don't think I have a problem. But I just realised I took out all of my vehicles because, again, I'm doing a bit of a stock take on vehicles to catalogue while I don't have a layout. And I've been collecting quite a few. As mentioned sort of previously with buildings and things like that, a lot of these ones I end up getting really cheap. Just stumble across them and snap them up as we go along. But there's some really cool little sets here. So I've got this the Corgi trackside set here with, and sorry about the shining on the plastic, but Royal Mail set. So there's 4 in that set there, which is really cool, and all boxed up, which is really nice. I also wanted to get some extra buses as well, so I ended up getting some of the EFE buses, and just like the design and colouring of the buses. You know, I've sort of said before, I mean, when you look at all these vehicles that I've got here, those of you who do prototypical modelling will sort of say, well, they're all over the place, like all the different eras and everything are just kind of all over the shop. But you know, I've said before that I'm not a prototypical modeller, and it's not because I don't like prototypical modelling. It's just that it's just not what I sort of. 2 things, I suppose. I don't gravitate towards it naturally, but also to be honest, I don't know enough about certain eras and things like that to actually, you know, be a prototypical modeller. And I really admire those guys that do know all that stuff and that do model prototypical layouts, because they look amazing, they look fantastic, and you know, hats off to them. But it's just not what I do. So I've got a bit of everything, you know, much like Graham from Lakeside and Dave Howarth. You know, they'll always sort of just have whatever they want to see on the layout. And I suppose it's like anything that you do art-wise. You know, a painter or a sketcher or a sculptor, you know, has their own personal preferences to what they want to put on the canvas, or you know, what they want to make out of the clay. And I suppose I'm not likening myself to an artist like that by any means, but I'm just sort of saying that you know, different people want to have different things on their layouts, and I just like having what I think looks nice, what I think sort of looks cool. You know, there's some vehicles here which I just think look fantastic, and they don't go with other vehicles at all, but I just think they look brilliant. So I just sort of picked them up. There's a couple of different ones here. This is the Fella bus there, and obviously that's HO scale. I've got the fire engine here, which John from Shedring did for me years ago, which still works beautifully. You know, and John and his family have made a real business of this, of decking out models like this with full lights, and you know, they're into 3D printing of a lot of models. If you haven't checked out their YouTube channel or their Facebook page, it's Shedring Models, I think it is. If you put in Shedring, you'll find it. They're doing some amazing stuff. They've got 3D printers just printing all day long, and they're doing some really incredible things. So check them out. And yeah, that's one of my favourite pieces on the layout. That fire engine is just brilliant, and got 5 crew in there as well, which I think is really cool. I've got the Fella tractor, which during the last exhibition that I did of Delsbury Hill, it shorted and burnt out, and I couldn't turn it off, and it almost burnt the whole layout down, but I managed to somehow stop it from burning. So it's the actual system as far as a motor goes and everything is absolutely cooked, and it's now become the most expensive static model I have on the layout. Still looks nice, so you know, we'll keep that as a nice little static model. I've got all sorts of different things here. I've got some of the cheap trucks. I've got a few cheapies on here. I mean, this is a real cheapie here, but you know, it adds a little bit of scenery. This is a cool little fire engine here. These are the guys I had in my little bookstore putting the fire out. And then I've got some of these boxed ones. I finally got a Bentley, which I love, and got another Jag, got a couple of Jags now. I've got a green Jag over here as well. I like the shape and the colouring of those vehicles. Got a police van, and I've got a couple of, I've got the transport or storage, haulage and storage trucks there. I've also got one from Aberdeen, because my dad's originally from Aberdeen, so I've got that for the layout. I ended up getting a few parcel trucks as well, so I ended up getting 1, 2, 3, and a little tacker down here, 4. Parcel van down there as well. And I've got this one too, which is pretty cool. It actually says on the box that it's N gauge, but it's actually printed incorrectly. It is actually 00 scale from what I can see. But a little motorbike with a sidecar, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so and also this here, which is on my church scene. So I haven't got the trusty steeds in front of it. Well, they're in a box somewhere, but got the wedding carriage as well, which is really nice. So I thought I'd add that into the vehicle mix as well. Lovely front end loader with a chap inside, which I think is very, very nice. And then I started collecting other tractors as well. It's just crazy, really, but you know, maybe you can never have too many tractors. I don't know. I've got the DHL truck. All this stuff was really cheap in a deal that I got on eBay, which was really cool. That's a fantastic one. I'd actually like to set that up on the MagnaRail system. So I've got the MagnaRail system in the box, as a lot of you know. I'd like to set that up on the MagnaRail system, and I just wonder if it would actually work. Anyway, it may or may not, but the thing where these ones are really good, these Viking and Bush vehicles are actually really light. So for the MagnaRail system, they could work quite well actually to go around the layout. And I got this as well in that same package, which is kind of weird. It's sort of like I mean, it's all in German, I think, but I think it's a beer truck. I'm pretty sure it's a beer truck, and you set up a little umbrella and everything, and everyone comes and has their beers, and you've got all the little bits and pieces for the, you know, for the beer truck. It's quite cool. So I'll set that up on the new layout as well. And just, yeah, these ones here, the really cheap Bachmann. I mean, they're modelled off a Mini, obviously, but I can't use the word Mini on them. It's just called 8 Small Cars. But I picked up one of these ages ago just to fill the layout, and then I saw another one that was really cheap, and I bought another one, and then I saw another one that was really cheap, and then I bought another one, which was, yeah. So now I've got 24 Mini type cars on the layout, and I have to space them all apart because otherwise it just looks like there was a massive sale going on in the Mini yard at that time, and everyone sort of snapped one up. It looks a bit silly, but on the new layout, everything will be spaced well apart, so that should work out okay. Sorry, that's the wind blowing the garage doors here at the moment. We're having some pretty shocking weather. Couple of the nice buses that I've got. Just again, I like the color. I like certain colours of the buses and certain designs. So I just get what I like at the time, really. And but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buses now, which I can have, you know, a nice sort of full looking bus depot when I get that set up. So anyway, yeah, as I said on the last videos, this is, you know, I don't have a layout at the moment, so I'm cataloguing things that I do have, and you know, it may or may not be of interest, but I just thought, you know, some people really like the vehicles, and they might be interested to know what was on Delsbury, and I suppose what is to come on Delsbury, because all these ones are new, and you know, as are these ones in the boxes. So you know, these are the vehicles that'll be on the new Delsbury Hill. I just wanted to give a huge shout out to Rob McCrane as well from Farland. So g'day Rob. Rob sent me this fantastic embroidered patch for for clothing that I'll probably put on a top t-shirt or polo shirt or something like that. Yeah, it's just a great little thing. So he sent me that, and I think it's either self-adhesive or you can iron them on. So yeah, just wanted to say thanks, Rob. If you haven't checked out Rob's channel, obviously plenty of people already have, but if you're a new watcher of my channel or my videos, check out Rob from Farland Howe, and yeah, he's got an amazing layout. and certainly you'll get a lot of ideas from his layout on that. So this will be going on a piece of clothing in the not too distant future. So thank you, Rob. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm just in the process of packing everything up, all of the vehicles up into the same box, whereas previously I had them sort of in a bit in all these different boxes here, scattered about, and a couple over there. But now they're all going in the one box, so I know that this one is just vehicles. And obviously I've got, I mean, there's other vehicles, technically vehicles that I have. I've got, you know, bikes and motorbikes and boats and all that sort of stuff. But I was just really interested to see what, you know, cars and trucks and buses and tractors and things that I had. But they're all going into the same box now, so that'll be easy for when I build the new layout. So thanks, guys, and happy modelling, and we will catch up with you all soon. And take care in the meantime. Cheers.